And now, a public service announcement from yours truly to Black Lives Matter. You are aware you're being played, right? You are aware that Black lives really do not matter to Black Lives Matter. Let me explain. First of all, it is simply a front to raise money for Democrats. Have you ever actually looked to see where BLM spends its money, where it all gets funneled to, what it gets used for? You do understand that though there are a few people that claim to represent the organization, they make the rounds on the TV talk shows, they are the speaking face for Black Lives Matter, and they say the things that obviously many of you in the black community are concerned about. You do want equal justice, equal application. Understand that. And you do understand that the vast majority of Americans stand with you on that. No matter their race or ethnic background, we stand with you for fairness. We stand with you for justice. We do. The problem with the organization Black Lives Matter, they are being used to push, to create chaos and civil unrest. And let me just share with you, historically speaking, how organizations like this ultimately end up. Anytime Marxists decide to take over a government and want to do so without necessarily having to marshal an army, they create civil unrest. And by the way, it's not simply Marxists who do this. Adolf Hitler, in wanting to gain control of Germany, which was a republic, just like the United States. A group of extreme Nazis known as brown shirts created continual civil unrest in the streets. Now, at first, of course, the Weimar Republic stood firm against the brown shirts, but again, night after night and week after week and day in and day out, just anytime there was any type of gathering, political rally, the brown shirts would show up and it would be just complete violence and chaos. To where eventually the Weimar Republic decided, if we let Hitler have some type of job, if we allow him to be elected to something, this will all stop. So he was elected. And Adolf Hitler, who had some grand ideas of what he wanted to do with Germany, understood that there were people within the brown shirts who saw themselves as co-equal with the Fuhrer. So they had to go. And once Hitler got into power, he did away with the brown shirts on what was called the Night of the Long Knives. Many of them were rounded up and executed, and that was the end of the brown shirts, who actually brought Hitler to power. And once he got in power, they were gone, and then he set up his own system of protection through the Gestapo and the SS. Black Lives Matter. You want change. You want radical change. These symbols of hate have got to go. These symbols of American patriotism have got to go. You want that racist Constitution gone. You want a new manifesto, a new governing document for this country. And you do know that there are corrupt, evil, vile billionaires within that oligarch. They want that too. And so they will fuel your anger. They will fuel your frenzy. They will funnel money to you. You will be their brown shirts. And let's say you succeed in toppling President Trump, that you get Joe Biden elected. You do understand the man legitimately has dementia. He literally has cognitive issues. He won't know what's going on. There will be a panel of unelected bureaucrats whose faces we will never see, who will actually be running the country in his stead. And you have to understand that right now, President Trump, though every instinct in him tells him to stamp down the rebellion, but the powers that be, even those within the military, aren't letting him. But once it's Joe Biden, once it is the approved oligarch pick, Well, then, you may think Black Lives Matter, that you will have your voice, your representation, but I promise you, Joe Biden will be given the green light, though he won't exercise it because he won't even know what's actually going on. The people that will actually run his administration, they will marshal the troops. They will come in. They will crush you. They will crush your protests. And on a dime, even the people that you think speak for you in the media, like Don Lemonhead over at CNN, he's not a journalist. He doesn't have any core conviction. He's an actor reading a script every night on television. And when the script says that what the president, i.e. Donald Trump, wants to do in restoring order, it's vile, it's authoritarian, it's etc., etc., etc. And that's what he reads night in and night out, night in and night out. But when it's Joe Biden sending in the troops, this has to be done for national security. You're being played. You're being played in a big way. That is exactly why I will not use the phrase Black Lives Matter. First of all, it's grammatically incorrect. Some have tried to say, well, we're not just saying that only Black Lives Matter. We want to matter too. You do matter. And if you said, hey, Black Lives Matter too, thumbs up, absolutely. But truthfully speaking, all lives are to matter. I have to say that pastorally and theologically, all lives matter. When Christ went to the cross, he didn't go for one race. He went for everybody. All lives matter. But I can't use the phrase Black Lives Matter because of the political ideology surrounded by it. And by the way, some of you pastors that are embracing it, have you actually been to the Black Lives Matter website and viewed what it is they actually believe and who it is that they actually lock arms with and support? How can you stand up in a pulpit and claim to preach truth and link arms with that? You're kidding me, right? So, to those of you within the black community who think that Black Lives Matter is a good thing, you need to do some homework. You need to do some research. And you need to understand that, again, your anger is being played against you. And the very people claiming to speak for you and wanting to help you, in the end, are trying to erase you from existence. They are the real racists. Well, that's it for this little rant today. Thank you so much for watching. Do appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up. Help spread this video, which will no doubt get tagged by social media platforms as being so help us get the word out that we're there. Make sure you're a subscriber to the channel. Smack the bell to get notification of my rants when you click the word all.